Go. Let's see if we're streaming. I think we are. I think we are. So today in this session, we'll talk about the additional code that we need that Haley was hinting at there. I see there's 7 people in here right now, so congratulations everybody on viewing, and let's get started. So let's take a look at our VM and our sample code. So what we want to do is we want to add a variable, which is a structure, which is just a series of variables that contain information that's all relevant to that one variable. It's going to be called candidate. With a capital. With the ID and the name and the vote count. So I guess we don't actually need our string public candidate anymore. So it's going to contain an ID, which is a unique identifier for each candidate, and the name of that candidate, and the vote count for that candidate. We're going to include a mapping to that structure for our candidates variable. So our candidates variable is equal to all of these different instances of candidate. We're going to make a variable called the candidates count, which is going to count how many candidates we have in total. We're going to add a function called add candidate, which is going to take the name of the candidate. It's going to be a private function, meaning we can only call it inside of the, rather not on the blockchain. Nobody else can call it except for us. We're going to add 1 to the candidates count. We're going to add at the total amount of candidates. So we're going to create a new instance of the candidates list or mapping. We're going to create it using the candidate structure. We're going to create it using the ID that we just created in the candidates count, starting with 1, I guess. The name that we supply the function, and an initial vote count of 0. We're going to make a function, which is a public function, and it's going to be the actual election. We're going to start it off by adding candidate 1 and candidate 2. We're actually going to call that Haley and Jarrett. Haley will be joining us again, by the way. Here's our total code. And then we migrate our code, including a reset command. Whoops, we don't want to use Truffle, we want to use Truff. And let's see what our friend Peter is saying. What did we break here? Aha, our constructor doesn't have to have that candidate equals directive anymore. So what do we actually have to have in our constructor? Nothing. We don't need a constructor. So the constructor is what's run when we run the code. Hello, Dipsy code or Dispy code or DSPY code. How are you? Feel free to say hi in the chat, by the way. I can see it on the other screen there. So we're replacing that migrations contract that we migrated earlier. So we have to unlock our account again. And actually, if I pass it another variable, we can unlock it for a longer amount of time. So this reset command is very important. It allows us to reset the original migration that we migrated. No suitable POs available. No. All right. Well, we relaunched our geth. We reconnected geth. We rerun our personal unlock command. And then we rerun our Truffle migrate. And then we talk to Haley. And it's replacing our migrations. It's got a transaction ID for the first migration. And we have another transaction ID for saving the successful migration to the network. We're also going to test inside of this this session. So we're going to create a test file called election.js. We're going to go ahead and add all of this code here. So we're going to include our election contract. We're going to say the contract is called election, and the function is going to create an election instance. The first thing we're going to do is make sure that it initializes with the correct two candidates. And we're going to assert that the candidate count is equal to 2, which is this function here, returning the candidate count, which again is inside of our code as this variable here, which should go up 1 every time there's another candidate added. So we can actually change this to 3 if we wanted to. No, we already migrated the contract, so let's not do that. Either way, what we're doing here is making sure that it initializes with the correct values. We're going to pull the first candidate and make sure that it has the ID of 1 with the first assertion. And then for the second value inside the structure, we're going to make sure that it's equal to Haley Quinn, which we changed. It contains the correct name and contains the correct vote count, which is 0. So here we check the structure, the member of the structure in sequence, the variable name that it should be, and what it should result if the assertion is correct. For the second one, we want to make sure that's equal to Jared Dunn. And then we'll do a truffle test, or a truff test. It's 21 people here in the stream. That's pretty awesome. Congratulations on joining. Congratulations on spending time with me. We'll have 3 more streams today, and we have offline recordings being posted eventually of our streams that we lost on Saturday due to a technical bug. So we're running a test right now. And it's passing all of our tests. So congratulations, we've successfully built a test, we've successfully tested it, and all of the tests have been successful, including changing those variable outputs that were expected to be what we changed the candidate names to. So as soon as I'm able to use my other computer again, we'll continue. But I'm not able to move right with my mouse pad. Oh my gosh, I'm almost there. I'm almost there, I'm almost there. Oh my gosh, there we go. So that's good. Now, imagine if we tried to run this test and had the candidate names wrong that we were trying to test for. We should see one of these tests fail. And it should give us the reason why. Twice, actually. But it takes a while to deploy, man. 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 I'm not exactly sure if it's deploying or just interacting with the smart contract after deployment. I'm pretty sure it's already deployed using the migration. We should have all of our fancy deployments in the past. It's so fancy, man. It's so fancy, man. Hello, live video moderator. I'm pretty sure that's my my friend Paytar with live video. Everybody say hi to Paytar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He should tell me at some point if I do pronounce that right or not. Paytar. Pretty sure it's Paytar. Paytar? Who knows, man, until they tell me, man. Eventually we'll know, man. There we go. So it says one failing test, initializing with the correct values. It should be Haley Quinn, and it found Haley Quinn. So we could actually change that back to the way it was, and it'll pass again. And that kind of concludes where we're at. Let's see how long we've been on. We've been on 12 minutes. We kind of want to be on for about 3 more minutes, but it doesn't matter too much. So again, the learning objective that we just covered is the further code inside the smart contract, including counting the candidates, the structure for candidates, which includes the ID of that candidate, as well as the name, as well as the vote count, which we'll be manipulating further in further sections here. And then we've gone ahead and tested that code using some assertions inside of our test file. So that's it for this session. We'll be back with Haley for the next session as soon as she's done, so it might be a longer break this time. She said she'd be about 10 or 15 minutes. I see there's 31 people in the stream, so I really hope that you guys all give me a subscribe. It'd be nice to have subscriptions. It'd be nice to see more people view my stream every single day for the foreseeable future. I should be on today until 1 o'clock my time or 12 o'clock Eastern tonight, as well as my friend Haley, who's helping me out for a little bit of the proceeds. And then we'll go ahead and stream every day for the consecutive 5 days or whatever. The next 5 days. We'll be streaming until Saturday, every day from 4 until 12 Eastern. And we'll be doing a series of projects. Today we'll be doing this project, followed by the next project, followed by the next project, followed by the next project. We'll do 4 at a time for the foreseeable future. We'll make sure that we do a new set of projects on Thursday until Saturday. And then we'll start again on Monday with a new set of 4 projects. I'm looking forward to working full-time for LiveEDU for the foreseeable future, like I said. I like the word foreseeable. It's a nicer word. So yeah, if you all want to give me subscribe, that'd be great. And we will be back in the next few minutes with the next session.